Good evening, everybody. My name is Ed, and welcome to my third Plushie review. Tonight, I will be reviewing my other fox, who I've named, well, Colin Jr., with the Reverend Fox in mind still. And as we proceed, let's start with the face, shall we? Let's start with the face. As you can see, if you look at him face on, you could see that overall there is not a great there isn't a great amount of detail, although the nose, from what I can see, it is very well detailed. So if you could take a look at this closely, there you have it. See for yourself. And the mouth, if you have very good eyesight like I do, you could see. So you could just make out the stitching to represent the mouth. The eyes, well, I can see that the eyes, there's not a great deal of detail, mind. Not a great deal of detail. Because they look more like a pair of black marbles to me. And next, let's move on to the ears. The ears, not a lot I can say about them, but not a great amount of detail, I can tell you that. Especially if the colour scheme's not quite right, because as with my previous review, you would have found that the ears would have been white, where I'm pointing at now, but really just one thing I don't like about this is the fact that both ears are the same colour all over, as you can see. And but overall, the head, despite the lack of detail, isn't too bad. I mean, it's fairly squishy, mind. Now let's move on to let's move on to the torso. Sorry, feet, shall we? The paws. Now then, I don't think the colour of the paws is accurate, since they're brown. Since foxes in the wild normally have black paws, as you may remember from my previous review. And but at least on the other hand, his abdomen and chest are very well coloured. The colour scheme with regards to that is fairly accurate, unlike Colin Sr., I'm afraid to say. And now let's move on to the tail. Not as, I'm afraid the tail isn't as bushy as Colin Sr.'s, let's say, but it does very basically represent a foxtail. And so if you look close, and so now I'm giving you a nice close look, you can see that the colour scheme is fairly accurate with regards to the tail itself. And, well, there's not much else I could say really, um, except that, let's see, marks out of 5? I think I'll give him a 6. Basically because, he is a very basic, representation of a fox, but at least he's not too expensive. Um, he's not too expensive. I bought him at Dawlish Teddy Bears for just £4.99, and he is manufactured by Yumiko Classics. Manufactured by Yumiko Classics, and the reason I rated him 6 out of 10 is because he is a good representation of a fox, despite the slightly inaccurate colour scheme and the lack of detail. And so it's good night to you all, and God bless.